can't sleep. I don't know what's wrong with me.
So White Rifle was a project that I think has been on my mind since really I started being a musician. I've always kind of wanted to do a thing on my own. I've growing up and listening to bands that I love. I've always found myself envying the frontmen in those bands. Though I just wanted to be a musician like through and through, so I put it like on hold for like quite a while. But now that I've started it, it's just a project for me and for myself that is something that'll be just a conduit for me to get things out, maybe off of my chest, I guess. Really, I'm not trying to make it like a certain kind of like genre. I'm not trying to focus on certain subjects. It's more about like what I'm feeling like at the time, like what I'm probably going through at the time, or whatever's just in the back of my mind that I want to get out. I'm gonna try to make it just as much of a raw and like virtually unpolished like project throughout like all the different recording processes that I'll be doing. I fully intend on keeping it pretty close to the chest. That way it's something that I can do for as long as I want to do, until it just doesn't feel right anymore. White Rifle began pretty much just because of me having so much pent up music, I guess, that that I've been writing over the years, that I haven't used. It's just things that I've done for fun. And so it was just really like just all stemmed from me one day being like, you know what, like I think I'm ready to do it now. Like I think it's actually like time to get it done. The name White Rifle, I got it from actually it's something that resonated with me, but it's not something that I actually came up with. It was I was speaking with another musician friend of mine, Patrick, and he was telling me about a project he was working on with a good friend of his, who was also like in the midst of getting a lot of things off of his chest that he was going through at the time. So Patrick told me that they were thinking about calling this project White Rifle, and immediately it struck a chord for me. I was like, holy shit. I was like, you're going to use that band name, or that's actually exactly what it is that, like. So he's like, well, I don't know. He's like, it's I guess it's up to him. So they ended up not using the name, and it was, since it like I'm such a fan of just like this kind of like black and white yet rustic, like thematic like kind of sense, and that's actually kind of what I wanted to bring to this project. So whenever I heard that name, like White and Rifle, like in my eyes Rifle, I'm thinking like, kind of like rustic, like Western kind of a vibe. I was like, I need that, and I was like, that would be awesome. So anyway, they totally let me use it, and so I ran with it immediately. The EP, I did it with Bo Burchell. He's a producer that's very well known by now. He's worked with lots of great bands. He's produced and recorded or mixed like loads of records that I absolutely love, with bands that I've grown up listening to. So, whenever I wanted to do something on my own, I guess I'm a product of all the bands that I've listened to, including his band, and so it made sense to totally do something with him. Plus, working with him is just, it was so easy because he's able to like draw like all of these things like out of me. So whenever I went to go record the EP, what I wanted to do was kind of like track guitars and whatnot, and then have, start to flesh out the songs from there. But Bo likes to work around vocals, and since this is my first time as a vocalist role in a project at all, that scared the shit out of me. So he would hear like a song idea and be like, okay, what are your vocal ideas? And he wouldn't want to move, any further with it. Totally makes sense. So I'm like, yeah, I have some vocal ideas, and I'm just thinking in the back of my mind, like, I don't have shit. So, I would just kind of stand up and then just look at the microphone and just do this, like it's like a 3-foot walk, but it was like, I was taking an eternity to get there so I could try to come up with something. So really what ended up happening was that a lot of the songs that I was recording, they were all vocally done on the spot for the most part. There would be a couple times where I would stop and kind of look at lyrics that I've written previously and things like that that really pertain to what I was feeling at the moment to try to kind of jog my memory. But most of it actually just came like right out on the spot, which ended up working out very well because, like, you know, I was saying I really wanted this to be more of a kind of like raw project. Like I wanted everything to kind of just be exposed. I want you to know that everything just kind of came straight out instead of it being really well thought out and planned. No Love is about what the EP is really about is at one particular time in my life before I actually moved out to Los Angeles. It's about a relationship between me and another girl that ended up just decaying over time. Whenever all of that started to fall apart and ended, it was very stressful and time just full of anxiety because I felt like I was just losing the grip on everything that I knew. So that record just stems all from that point of my life and until I just decided to pick myself up and just get out of there, and then I went west. I moved to Los Angeles. Yeah, my background in music, it does have me mostly marked like as I guess a musician, like a bass player. So I never thought about being a frontman. In fact, I tried to actually get other vocalists to do this project, but after a while I started, as the old saying goes, if you want something done right, do it yourself. I really started to think about that. And so I thought maybe I had a unique opportunity to actually take a project and literally do every single thing myself. I get to choose who I want to work with video work, photography, with art design, if I don't do it on my own, with who I'm going to record the record with and that kind of thing. So I was like, well, I love the idea of doing all that and not having to have something like an idea I love be shot down by somebody else or something like that. So I was like, I might as well just do the vocals myself too. It's a great experience learning that I can do it, and I'm super stoked for the experience that I'm gonna have up on the road ahead, actually being a front man. So different being in the center of attention for sure, but I think it's gonna be a welcome change. I'm excited about it. So my plans for White Rifle, really I have every intention of putting it at the forefront of my mind, pushing it as hard as I can. I definitely plan on playing plenty of live shows with it, thus touring on it. I plan on doing a full-length album with it for sure. I just want to go all in on it. If I've been doing this for 15 years, so before anything could ever happen to me as a musician or my career, or if I ever got discouraged to the point where I wanted to give up, I couldn't let myself do that without having tried every single thing out there. I've done so much. I've played 4 artists as a hired gun. I've played in different other bands. I've auditioned for so many different bands. I've played in musicals. I've performed in musicals. I've done everything except do my own thing, and I've never had my music ever performed. So now that I'm in this position, it feels great, and I want to actually really give it all that I have. So, for the foreseeable future, it's definitely something that I see myself pushing very hard and making a major priority in my life.